I hate being black. If you ask any of the people who don't like my content and disagree with my perspectives, that's what you're going to think about me, that I hate being black. Completely pulled out of thin air, completely fake, nothing backing it, just a projection of a projection of a projection. Where do I begin? Yo, when you start pointing out the flaws in your community, people will always accuse you of having self-hatred. Oh, this guy must hate being black. This guy must hate himself. This guy must be against his own community. What a traitor. What a traitor. A traitor because I point out the things that I don't agree with. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that people want to project how they feel about themselves onto you when you point out the flaws. Not once have I ever communicated any type of displeasure about who I am, what race I happen to be. None of it. I've never said this. I've never expressed a sentiment of not liking who I am, but yet over and over and over again, I get accused by these haters and trolls to a certain degree that I hate being black. Just pulled out of thin cloth. No backing, just because I say stuff that they don't want to hear. You know, when people start to hear the truth, they get in their feelings and they want to create a narrative that fits their perspective on life. Oh, this guy must be pointing out these flaws because he hates himself. He hates the community. He's a traitor. He's a bootlicker. He's a raccoon. Make it make sense. To a certain degree, it does start to get annoying. I had a very long conversation with one of these people, right? And they told me that they felt like, as a black person, any black guy who's pointing out the flaws in the community, any black guy who will snitch on another person for committing a crime, get them in trouble, is a traitor. They told me that at this point in history, black people shouldn't be persecuted for their crimes because they've gone through enough persecution. Literally word for word, this is what this person told me. And I know the other people that were in the Discord call and other people that are listening to this video, watching this video are going to say, well, that's just one person. They don't represent the community. I know they don't represent the community, but my point is that there are people that think this way. And these are the people that have the loudest voice. There's a reason why I jumped on a Discord call and I had a debate with that guy and I didn't have a debate with a reasonable person. Because these people are the people leading the narrative. And until you get these people under wraps, until you're able to let the community know that these people are not the real leaders, that they're trying to take over the ship, steer it in the wrong direction, you're going to constantly have people like me pointing out the flaws. Because it's insane and it's ridiculous, man. And people keep pointing to these guys and what they're saying about people like me and agreeing with them, giving them the keys to the kingdom, giving them the power. Oh yeah, this Leonard guy, I agree with you. He doesn't like who he is. Who hurt him? Who hurt me? Nobody hurt me. I'm trying to make things better for all of us. I'm literally trying to make things better for all of us. And frankly, I find it offensive that you think that you can tell me how I feel about myself and my identity. It's offensive. It's disgusting. It's appalling. Who are you to tell me how I feel about myself? Truly, I would say that the people like myself that point out the flaws, the wrongdoings of the minority group that they belong to, those people are the people who care the most. Because I want to see people do better. I want to see society heal. And society cannot heal if we're going to defend criminals, bandits, villains, just because they look like us. If we're going to go burn down a city because some criminal was abused. I'm not condoning the violence. I'm not condoning the police brutality or the abuse. But you have to see both sides and you have to think, this person was engaging in criminal activity. Yes. The abuse from the cops is wrong, and we can talk about both things. But to act like this person was completely innocent is ridiculous to me. And the thing that I have seen lately is we've gone so far as to even try to defend people that were really doing actual crimes, violent crimes. Oh, they got beat up by the cops after they got caught pillaging and raping. That's what, look, you fucked around, you found out. Whatever happened to that saying, you fuck around, you find out. Any person who's a law-abiding citizen is not going to find themselves in those predicaments. I've said it. You know, people don't like that I say that, but it's the truth. I, in my entire life, have had any situation where there was a inkling of police brutality. Why? Because I understand authority. And I understand how society works, and I understand how to compromise. But a lot of these people, whether they're right or wrong, they refuse to compromise. At the end of the day, if you're right and a police officer is abusing his power and he's wrong, there's literally nothing you can do in that moment. So why not just comply? Sort it out afterwards. Take the proper legal recourses. But to fight back and then experience police brutality and then cry about the police brutality that you experienced after you attempted to negate the authority of the state, whatever happens to you is on you. I'm sorry. And we can go back and prosecute the cops. That's fine. I can walk and chew gum. I can do two things at the same time. One wrong doesn't make another wrong right. Two wrongs don't make a right. The other thing is, honestly, if I'm being frank with you guys, I've never really thought of myself as a part of a monolith. I've never really thought of myself through the lens of race. For anybody who knows about me as a content creator, you know I grew up overseas. I really never focused on race like that. I don't spend my time thinking, oh, I'm black. Oh, this is white. Oh, this is this culture. This is that. No, I'm just myself. And I truly believe that if you go through life just being yourself and seeing yourself as an individual instead of a group, things will go much better for you, much easier for you. So there is no room for me to hate myself because of a race, because I don't even put myself in an umbrella. Yes, I'm part of a demographic, but I don't constantly remind myself of that. I just go through life as an individual. The problem is that so many of you guys have a victim mentality that you see everything that happens to you through the lens of race, through the lens. And, you know, we don't even need to talk about race. It could be anything, gender, sexuality, whatever you want it to make. You're seeing everything through a lens. You have groupthink. And it's really time you start thinking for yourself. Start becoming objective. And I see nothing wrong in pointing out the flaws in your own community. You know, constructive criticism. Because the other thing is, I'm not over here pulling a bigoted, race baiting agenda. You know, I'm not over here saying, oh, these people are bad, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm pointing out stuff that needs to be improved. Constructive criticism. If you can't take some constructive criticism, then you have bigger problems. And that's the problem I see. A lot of people in this community, they don't want to take constructive criticism. They feel entitled to do whatever they want. I'm sorry. It's not going to fly with me. Love it or hate it, it's not going to fly with me. I'm always going to point out the flaws. I'm always going to point out what I think can be improved. I'm always going to point out the wrong perspective that people have when it comes to thinking about their identity and their place within a culture. And I'm always going to point out the things that are leading the next generation off to the wrong start. And if you don't like that, then I'm not the content creator for you. I'm not trying to play teams. I'm not. And a lot of people would want a guy like me to shut up because it bothers them. But the truth is, maybe you're the one who's ashamed of being black. And You feel like if a person like me is pointing out the flaws in the community, it makes you look bad because I'm putting a magnifying glass on those flaws. But the truth is, that's you. That's on you. You rather hide the flaws in your own community in order to feel good about yourself. So you need to do better. And you need to search in yourself to find out why you have such deep-rooted self-hate. Because I don't have any self-hate at all. I love myself. I love myself. I've never been ashamed of who I am. I've never thought of myself as being persecuted or subjugated or undermined because of the color of my skin. And at the times where I have faced some sort of prejudice or racism, I've directed that upset towards the individual who's attacking me based off of those presumptions. I don't try to blame an entire group or feel like I'm a victim. And whether I'm a victim or not, whether it is a group of people attacking me or not, for my own sanity and my own mental health, it's better for me to see everything as an individual person. And I assure you that if you do that, if you go through life just seeing whatever happens to you as this person in particular is doing this to me, not the group of people, you'll be a much happier person. You'll be a much more stress-free person. So I just wanted to, voice my opinion on this subject. I've been reading the comments. There's a lot of people saying, oh, this guy hates himself. This guy hates being black. And I just wanted to quell this nonsense and clear the air, give you guys my perspective. Hopefully I clarified this in a way that was cohesive and that you guys were able to comprehend. Just wanted to get it off my chest. So check out my streams. I stream every day, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.